The Mission Impossible finale is among us. Is Tom Cruise ready to call it in? Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. It's time to talk about it. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Klep Napier from wearecritics.com, and today we're here to talk about, breakdown, and review the final installment to the Mission Impossible saga, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. That's right, starring Tom Cruise, of course. Shout out to Paramount for allowing me to see this thing a little bit earlier than a lot of you and being able to talk about it. But in good fashion, before I talk about what I thought about the film, and its lead ups. Let me give you a gist about what this is. Now, The Final Reckoning, which was also renamed, originally it was supposed to be Dead Reckoning Part 2, which was a closing chapter or a bookend to the last Mission Impossible film that came out, I think about a year ago. And yeah, they changed the name of it probably because they didn't want to like set like a level of expectation. And after seeing it, I will say that it does kind of feel like two totally different movies. It doesn't really feel like it's a part two to what we already saw per se, and I'm gonna get into that too. But yeah, Final Reckoning is here. It stars Tom Cruise. Haley Atwell is in this. Simon Pegg is in this. Ving Rhames is in this. Palm Clementif is in this as well as some other people who you've seen in the one before this, but I don't want to give too many spoilers. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, what did I think about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning? Okay, a lot of people are going to be complaining about the length of this film, that it feels very lengthy. I think it's like just touching about 3 hours long, but I got to be honest, I didn't feel the length of this film at all. Tom Cruise really has managed to master the art of the Mission Impossible films in a way where he knows exactly what to give its fans without it feeling like he's being way too much. Let's be real. We come to these movies because we want to see what outlandish stunts Ethan Hunt is going to do next, and fans are going to be excited, and they're going to enjoy themselves with the things that they see in this. However, the downfall of this film for me is that although this is supposed to be the grand finale, the narrative in this film is a bit weak for me. They do a cool thing where they kind of tie up loose ends and kind of weave in narrative that's related to previous installments that works really well. But when you take away all of that stuff, every scene for me feels as though they're setting up the next stunt segment. So you watch the trailer, and if you've watched the trailer and you see the setups, you're gonna be like, when the scene hits, you're gonna be like, okay, this is the scene where this happens. Oh, this is the scene where this is gonna happen, and a lot of that is what this film is relying on. It's an homage to Ethan Hunt's outlandish behavior, and quite frankly, Tom Cruise as the self stuntman that he is in all of these films and all the films that he works in. So in that sense, it is a celebration of what Tom Cruise has brought to this franchise. But it doesn't really feel like a bookend to me. It doesn't really feel like the ending. It doesn't feel like an epic saga coming to a close in that sense. So I think that's where I was let down a little bit. But other than that, it's a very entertaining movie. It is a popcorn film to the heart. It is exactly what the summer needs as a blockbuster. It is exactly what the theaters need. You will only want to see this on the biggest screen possible, I promise you, because that's where the bang for your buck is, ladies and gentlemen. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is a true and true popcorn film, nothing more. If you're a Mission Impossible fan, you're gonna love what you get out of this. I just feel like for this to end on the note that it's ending, it was a bit of a letdown for me. It's not the best in any installment by any means necessary. My favorite is 3, but that's not just because of the stunts and stuff. I was a Philip Seymour Hoffman fan, and I thought that he was the best villain in the MI series overall. So with this one, you're getting a lot of tie-ins, a lot of nostalgia, a lot of emotional deep cuts, narrative deep cuts, and some mild action, some hand-to-hand action. But for the most part, it's all about the stunts, ladies and gentlemen. And that's all I've got to say about Mission Impossible. If that's what you're there for, then you're gonna really enjoy this. Other than that, I really don't know what to offer you out of this review except my experience. And that's all I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. You let me know, how excited are you to see Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, ladies and gentlemen. It is in theaters May 23rd, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you're going to check it out on the biggest screen possible, preferably a large IMAX of some sort, or even a Dolby Sound, because there are a lot of sounds in this thing that really impact and hit you hard. That's all I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, share, make sure you subscribe, and for more movie news, television news, and pop culture, make sure you guys are checking out wearecritics.com. See Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning on May 23rd, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.